Okay, the recording is started. Today we have completed, yesterday we have discussed about one-to-one association. So people who had joined, who have rejoined the class, after the scheduled meeting, you might have understood about the one-to-one association because we have discussed these things programmatically. I will also give you, one eye-level diagram to remember this forever, right? Or just read this, you will understand it. It is a relationship, okay, between two classes, or I can say entities, where one instance of an entity should be mapped exactly with one instance of another entity. There is a lot of confusion with this theory. I will clear out that confusion. So typically I can take an example like one employee. Okay, if you take one employee, this one employee can have only one bank account. Right? Every employee can have only one bank account. But you cannot just describe a bank account just like that. Bank account cannot be described just like that. Okay. Again, bank account is the collection of many data, collection of many values. It includes IFSC code. It includes the account number. So many things are involved in the bank account itself, isn't it? So let us understand in a different way, right? Let me say that I am working with two different classes. Okay, I have two classes. Let me say, okay, this one is the employee class. Okay, and this one is something like what else? Okay, address class. I have two different classes. I want to make as a relationship between these two classes. What relationship? As a relationship. So by now we know what is as a relationship, right? When information of when a class has an information of another class, that is called as a relationship. These things are discussed yesterday. I'm just repeating this so that you will get you will be recollecting everything. So one employee, if the one employee is mapped with another employee through as a relationship, right? So this is called as what? One-to-one relation, or I can say that one-to-one association. It's called as what? One-to-one association. What do I mean exactly by this low-level diagram, right? So if you take employee class, whenever you are developing any class, so the class is going to have the data is mandatory, isn't it? So see, for employee is going to have something like employee name is going to have, and you have something like office location. Okay. The third thing is you might be having employee number. Okay, and you might be having something like the address. Okay. I have taken 4 fields. The first 3 fields are very simple fields. Okay, very simple means only one value is attached to this field. You can attach only one value. But if you look at this field looks little weird. Okay, a little confusing because I'm not using a data type here directly. I'm using something like address. Okay, what I will be doing, I will create an address class here. Okay, I will create an address class, a separate class. My address class is going to have the collection of values that is required for an address. What kind of values? Okay, string, like not string. We take integer house number. Okay, next one is string street name. Street name is possible one, right? Street name. Okay. Then I can also take something like string city. Okay, I can possibly take something like string date. I can also take integer pin code. Right. So this address field is combination of these many fields. So you are going to deal with two classes. This is one class and this is another class. So you have two different classes, right? By looking at check each and every variable. So this is an independent variable, this is an independent, this is an independent, but this variable is a dependent variable, right? This variable is what? Something dependent. Okay, this variable is dependent upon another class, right? So this class, okay, the class employee class which has another class information, that class is presumably called as what? The container class. You call this class as, or you pronounce this class as container class, right? Okay, the class, okay, the class which is going to be part of another class, the identity of this class is going to be part of another class. So this class is going to be the contained class. Contained class. So this class is again part of another class, right? There is a mapping, okay? There is a relationship between these two, okay? You are making as a relationship, and the address class is part of the employee class. So the class which is part of another class is called as contained class. The class which has another information is called as what? Container class. Just type in the yes in the chat box if you have understood so far. Container class and contained class. Just type yes in the chat box if you have understood so far. Are we good to proceed? Right? Okay then. Everyone respond, guys. Okay, we will keep this session interactive so that I would have a feeling that you people are listening to me. Only Balaji is responding. Okay, anyways, let me continue. So I can say that in this example, the employee class is called as container and the class is called as contained class. So why it is called one-to-one mapping? So every employee, okay, if you talk about employee, every employee, let us say that this is an employee. Okay? Every employee is having what? Is having only one address. So this employee has the independent information with respect to employee, like employee name, office location, and the employee number. And apart from that, he has what? He has an address. Only one address he has. Even this class is representing only one address. Even if you combined all this data together, it is like it is giving you only one valid address. You are not storing multiple addresses here. Every employee has only one address. So that's why the word one-to-one association has come up. One-to-one association. Because one employee has one address. Right? Likewise, I can also give so many examples. Okay, if you want to create a relationship between every bank account, not every bank account, every customer, one bank account number, unique. Okay, every person has one Aadhaar card. Aadhaar card. Okay, all the person information can be filled in the person class independently. Like they can have the independent values, but when it comes to Aadhaar card, again the Aadhaar card is a collection of what? Address, phone number, Aadhaar card number. Okay, so many fields will be coming up, right? When you want to store the Aadhaar card information, right? But if you want to create a relationship so that the life becomes simple, right? The data transfer becomes simple. You go for one-to-one association. Okay, this is the exact example that we have discussed yesterday. And if you go back and look at this theory, okay, where one instance of an entity should be mapped exactly with the another instance of an entity. Example, what does this really mean? What does this really mean? Right? Okay. So I am taking one object. The name of the object is what? Employee object, right? This is employee object. How many fields we have? Employee name, office location, employee number, and address. E-name, let us say that E-name has something like Suresh. Okay, next one is what? E-name, office location. Location equal to, let us say that Hyderabad. Third one is what? Employee number. ENO equal to, let us say something like 1, 2, 3. And the fourth one is what? Fourth one is the address. Okay, the variable name is address itself. Address. You cannot have a value for this address. You cannot have a value for this address. You will be depending upon the address object. You will be depending upon the address object. Let us say that the reference variable for this is something like, okay, let us say the reference variable for this something like A. Let us say that reference variable for some, okay, let me take the reference variable as E. For employee, I'm taking it as C. Let us say that reference variable for this is something like A. A is representing address, right? If you see how many fields are there in address, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So you have house number, okay, 1, 2, 3 I'm taking, and you have what? You have street name. Okay, I'm taking the street name as ABC Nagar, ABC Street, something like city. Let me take Hyderabad. Okay, and we have what? We have state Telangana. Okay, you have what? You have pin code. Pin code. Let me take some random numbers on the screen. Right. So this is the address object. Okay, this is the employee object. Right. You have address object and you have what? You have employee object. Right. And this address, this the variable address is expecting something. The variable address is expecting the, you are in these cases you are storing the direct value. Suresh is a direct value, Hyderabad is a direct value, employee number is a direct value. But for address, right, you cannot, since you are using the type as address itself, type as a class type itself. Okay, whenever you are creating an object for this address, okay, object has been created and this is a reference variable. You will use this reference variable here. Okay. Okay, and this concept is called as what? This concept is called as what? One-to-one mapping. One-to-one mapping. One-to-one. So you should remember few things here. What is the first thing? Please be informed that the object needs to be created for the contained class firstly, then the container. Okay, I have created object for the employee class first, but it is not like that. First, you have to create an object for the container class, which is a container class. So this is the contained class. This is the contained class. Object needs to be created for the contained class firstly, then the container class. This is the contained class, right? So you create an object address A equal to new address. Okay, after creating this object with the help of setters, you will set these values. Then, okay, this should be first. This should be happening first. Then you should create an object for the container class. Employee equal to new employee. Okay, that's it. This is something you need to take care. It is highly recommended to do this. Right? After creating this object, you will have the reference value so that you can map that reference value to the address variable. Right? So this is ideally called as what? One-to-one mapping. These things we have discussed yesterday, but I am giving you some heads up. Okay? Next thing is one-to-one mapping or one-to-one association also you can call, no issues. Both are same. One-to-one association is same as one-to-one mapping. Okay, no issues. Next one is, what is the next one? One-to-many association. We will understand what is one-to-one, one-to-many association. One-to-many association. An example as well. Okay. I'm going to copy the same thing and put it here. I will change a few things. Okay, it is a relationship between two classes or entities where one instance of an entity should be mapped to many instances of another entity. I will tell you examples. I can say that, okay, theoretically with this theory you won't be getting anything. Example, let me give you some examples. Examples can be like, okay, let me take a student. One student can have many phone numbers, right? One student can have many phone numbers. First example, right? And also every department, each and every, for example, if you work for any company, any software company or any technical, non-technical, whatever the company that you are going to work in the future, you find many departments. Departments will be like HR department, finance department, admin department, and you have the software department, development department, analyst department. So many departments will be there, right? Every department, each and every department is going to have many employees. One department, many employees. What else we can say? Okay, every country has many states. Okay, what else we can add? Every state has many districts also we can add. Okay, these are the things that you can take it as an example. Theoretically, this is okay. You will understand this practically for the better clarity. Okay, now I am going to introduce you one to many mapping or one to many association. Let me take two classes to understand this better. I have taken two classes. Okay, and these two classes are going to have a kind of a relationship which is called as the as a relationship. Okay, as a relationship. As a relationship. Done. Okay, so the relationship between this class as well as this class. Okay, I am taking one class as department class. Okay, another class I am taking it as employee class. I will tell you why I am taking it as employee. Right, one department can have many employees. Right, first let me create a class for the employee. As employee. Okay. So I'm taking only three fields. I'm taking only three fields for the better clarity. I'm assuming that the employee is going to have the employee name, okay, and employee is going to have employee ID, and employee is going to have something like location. In location. Okay, so employee class is created. Okay, and another class I'm taking, and I'm taking what department class department. Okay, department, what are the things that we have in the department? Definitely department name will be there. Okay, what else we can have? You can also keep department ID, right? ID, department ID. Okay, I'm taking only two direct fields. Okay, I can assign direct values to the department name and a direct value to the department ID. But under one department, there are high chances that there will be more than one employees. Many employees will be there. So I am taking what? I am taking the employee object. Employee object. Okay, I'm reference variable as employee. So this I'm taking it here, but I have just mentioned that there can be many employees. Many in the sense I want to represent more than one employee. How I can do that? I can do it by using Java arrays. I will just place this opening and closing parenthesis. Okay, so this variable is potential enough to store more than one employees. Okay, let me close this. Now let us understand which one is the container class. Okay, which one is the contained class. These are two classes. Okay, I can say that this is the container class, which has another class information. Container class. Container class, and this one is what? The contained class. Right? These are the two classes, container and contained class. The next thing is, in this example, what I have done with these two classes, the employee class is the contained class. And the department class is container class. Okay, now please be informed that contained class represented in the form of arrays in the container class. Okay, just this brackets, opening braces and closing braces, is ensuring that one department can have many number of employees. I can say this as what? Okay, you are dealing with one department which is having as a relationship with many employees. One department has relationship with what? Many employees. That's why it is called as what? One to many association or one to many mapping. I will tell you why this is many, right? We will see this example practically. Now focus, okay? People who have missed exercise classes, please focus. I'm taking this is an Eclipse editor, guys. Okay, if you just click on Eclipse download in the online, you will get an option to download it for Windows or the Mac operating system and Linux operating system, right? And just download the latest version, right? And you will get this the screen. As soon as you complete the installation, you will get an option to choose the workspace. Directly you will get this screen. Okay, after getting this, just click on File, click on New, okay, and select the Java project. Okay, I am naming my project as something like March 28. Since every day we are going to create one project, I am taking it as today's date, March 28. Okay, just click on Next. Okay, and don't do anything, just click on Finish. Project name is going to be March 28. Of course, it is not meaningful, but for our references, I am taking it as March 28. Okay. Now there is a folder. Okay, it is going to automatically Java library 1.8 version will be added, right? And there will be a folder called SRC. Right click on this SRC, right? Click on New, click on Package. I'm taking the package as com dot test dot, right? So department package. You can give any meaningful package name, but it should be the reverse of the domain. Okay, it should start with com, but you can give any name here. Okay, I'm giving the meaningful name here. Department is a meaningful name because we are trying to develop a department class, isn't it? That's why I'm taking it as department. Just click on Finish. So one package is created. You will be seeing here like one package is created. Again, right click on source, click on New, and click on package. Okay, you have to say com dot test dot. We have department and also we have what? We have employees, right? I'm taking employee package. Okay. Another package I'm taking, click on source, right click on source, click on New, and click on package com dot test dot main. The main package is going to have the main class. That's why I've taken the main package. So I've created 3 packages, right? Under each and every package, in the package 1, like I'm going to have what? I'm going to have the department class. Click New, right click here, click on New. Okay, if it is not visible, let me minimize this. Right click here, click on New, click on Class. It will ask you to enter the name of the class. Just give the class name as department. Okay, click on Finish. Automatically the department class is created. The first line is going to be the package name. So since we are doing this in the notepad, I have been typing this, right? We have been typing this in the notepad, right? But it looks simple. You just give the package name, right? Everything will be created by the Eclipse editor itself. Okay, department class I have taken, and I want to also create employee class under this employee package com.test.employee. Right click here, New, Class. Okay. So class name is employee class. Okay. The next one is I have another package like main com.test.main. Right click here. So in this class, I'm specially going to take the main method. So I'm giving the name as main class itself. Okay. I'm just checking this checkbox which says public static void main, so that the main method will also be automatically generated by the editor. So main method is also generated. Okay. So you have 3 packages. Under each and every package you have one Java class. Right? Let us develop the same code which I have just mentioned it here. Let us do what? Let us develop the same code. Go back here, So what fields we are expecting here? Department name, department ID. Okay. So always remember, you have the container class, you have the contained class. Okay. I have said right. Firstly, please be informed. Look at this one. Please be informed that object needs to get for the container class firstly, then the container class. And again, always remember to create the contained class first, dependent class first. So for the department class, right? This is a department class, right? For the department class, employee class is the dependent class. Okay, this department class is dependent upon employee class. First, create the object for the employee class. First build the class for the employee class, then you can build the class of the department class. First do this, then you can do this, right? So I'm going to employee here. Okay, what are the fields that I'm assuming for the employee? I'm taking employee name, employee ID, location. So let us do the same thing. Okay. E-name, string, location, okay, integer, employee. Three fields I have taken. Always remember, you have to follow the encapsulation concept. The class should be public. All the variables should be what? Private. Encapsulation. We have discussed these things, right? Okay, to give some security. Very private. Is this turning now? Okay, three variables are there. For the time being, I have said external, right? Firstly, give the variables, then generate no argument constructor. No argument constructor. Okay, how to generate this? Right click. Okay, you will find an option like source here, right? Source. Generate constructor using fields. Click here. Right? Deselect all. Generate. So this is what? This is the no argument constructor. You do not have to write anything. Just have to go through the simple navigations. Okay? And also you will look at what all are constructed. Okay? How to generate this? Right click here, source, generate constructor using fields, select all, generate. All our constructor is also generated. Okay? And you can remove this super keyword, because if you keep also there will be no issues, but there you can readability is better now, right? Next one is generate getters and setters. Right click, source, you will see an option like generate getters and setters. You click here, select all, enter. Okay. Getters are used to get the information from the object. Setters are used to set the information to the object. Right? For each and every field, for employee name, one getter will be there. For employee name, one setter will be there. For each and every variable, one getter, one setter will be there. And last, override toString method. Okay, how we can override? So toString method is part of object class. Right click here, source, generate toString. That's it. Then our job is done. We have successfully created a class for the employee. The employee class has been created successfully. Okay, next thing is, so this is the which class? This is the contained class. I used to say that please create an object for the contained class first, then create an object for the container class, department class. So what are the entities that we are going to take in the department? Department name, department ID, and the complex employee object. Okay, let us do this. String D name. Okay, integer D ID. Okay, and the class we have what? We have what? Employee array of employee. Right? You should import that, because it is part of employee class, is part of different package. You just place the cursor here. It would give you the suggestions like import employee, because that is part of different package. Right? and all the variables has to be what? Private and private. Same thing I'm doing here. No or constructor, argument constructor, file, source, generate constructor using fields, deselect all. No or constructor is this. Okay. And again, source, generate constructor using fields. Right. This is all our constructor. Right. Generate getters and setters. File, source, generate getters and setters. Right. File, source, boosting, override boosting method. Okay, that's it. Our job is done successfully. Department class is created. This is the container class. Container. Okay, now we need to pass the data. Okay. Now I'm going to the main class. Now focus here. I will give you the high level diagram for each and every line. Focus here. What I'm doing, you see here, okay, we have two things. What is the first thing? We have the employee class and we have the department class. I have just mentioned, right? Firstly, create object for the contained class. If always create an object firstly for the contained class. This is the contained class, isn't it? So we are supposed to create an object for it. How I can create an object? Okay. Go back. Employee E1 equal to new employee. Okay, so it is throwing an error. Place the mouse area, import the employee package, because see guys, you are dealing main method, main class is in the test.main package. So this is the package of the main class, but you are creating an object for the employee class that should be identified, right? So for that you need to import this. We have discussed these things already, don't get any confusion. Things are discussed already in our import statements, right? So E1 object is created. So I want to set what? E1 dot set employee ID. Let me take 111. E1 dot set employee name. Let me take Ramesh. E1 dot set employee location. Let me take. Because of these lines, okay, behind the scenes, what is happening exactly happening behind the scenes? An object is getting created. Yes or no? An object is getting created. Right? The name of this object is what? The name of this object is reference variable is E1. Okay, E1 is the reference variable. Right? It has values like what? Plus values like employee ID, EID equal to 11, ename equal to Ramesh, right? And at last, location equal to what? Location equal to channel. This information has been shown for the first object, right? So I want to create two more objects. Because one department has many employees, right? So I want to create two more objects. So what I am doing here, go to the editor. I'm copying the same thing. This is the first object and this is the second object. The reference variable is going to be E2. E2. Cannot duplicate the reference variable, so I'm taking a different variable of E2. This time employee ID is 12. Ramesh, I'm taking it as Suresh. Okay, Suresh, let us say, is from Hyderabad. Okay. And these lines of code is going to create another object behind the scenes. Right? Okay. Let me move this. E1 object is created, okay, and E2 object is created. The memory, these things are happening in the memory. Okay. E2 object is created. So what is the employee name? EID. EID equal to, okay, you have E name. Okay, you have what? Location. EID equal to what? 1, 2. E name is what? Suresh. Okay, and you have location as what? Hyderabad. Okay, 2 employees. I want to create another object. Okay, let me create an object E3. E3. Okay, so I'm changing it to E3. I'm changing it to E3. I'm changing it to E3. Okay, this time employee code is 13. Let me take the name as Ganesh. Let me take the location as Pune. Okay, because of these lines, okay, and another object will be created, and this is going to be what? And this is going to be called as E3, right? Which is going to have EID, name, location. 13 Ganesh. Okay, and what you have. Okay, good. So 3 objects are created, right? But if you see, you go and see the employee, okay, the department class is accepting employees in the form of array. So you have created 3 objects. This is the first object, second object, and third object. These are independent employee objects. What I'm doing it here is, okay, I'm taking an array of employees. I'm taking it as what? I'm taking an array, I'm taking it as ES or EMPS equal to opening braces and closing braces. I'm passing these references E1, comma, E2, comma, E3. Okay, my EMPS reference variable as 3 employee objects. So there are 3 employee. The 3 employee information I'm able to store in one reference variable, which is of what? Which is of array type. I know that we haven't discussed about arrays here, but for now think like that. Array is going to store the different set of objects. I mean, you can store the many number of objects under one variable name. I can say any number of objects under one variable name. If you want to store the data like that, you can go for arrays. Can be represented with just opening and closing parentheses. And while storing it, you will use what? You will use this braces, opening braces and storing braces. This line is going to do something in the memory, something good in the memory. So this line, what it is going to do? Okay. This line, right? It is going to create an array, right? Okay. And the name of the array is what? EMPS, right? EMPS. Okay. It is going to store E1, E2, okay, and E3. Array. Okay, length of this array is what? How many objects we have stored? 3 objects. So length is going to be 3. Length of the array is 3. Index will start from what? The first index is 0, and the second index is 1, and the third index is. Index starts from 0, and the length is the what? The objects that you can count. 3 objects are there, so length is 3. Right? So successfully we are able to create what? We are able to add the data by using the setters. By using the setters, we are able to add the data successfully. So employee object, job of employee object is done. Now we need to add the data for the department, right? Department. So I need to create an object for the department. Department D1 equal to new, right? So by using department is not recognizable by this class. I need to import it. So I'm just placing the mouse here. I'm importing the department package. Now it's gone. So now I will use D1 reference variable. I will set values. Set department ID 1001. D1 dot set department name. What is the name of the department? Let us take the department name as admin department. Okay. Third one, d1 dot set employee, set emp. So this emp is what? This emp, set emp. Okay, you want to set the multiple employee information, which are stored inside this array. This emp is holding not single employee data, multiple employee data. See, you take this E1, it is about, right, it is storing only one employee information. E2 is storing only one employee information. E3 is storing only one employee information. But if you see this EMP is storing all this employee information. Right? So that's why I placed an EMP reference. Because of these changes, what is happening behind this? Because of this line, what has just happened behind this? Okay. Let me move this a little bit. Okay. Now another object is created. Okay, the name of this object is what? The name of this object is D1 object. It is going to have the employee ID, department ID is what, which is set to 1001. The name which is set to admin. At last, employee, EMPs, employees. So look at this class, department class. Is expecting employee in the form of array. I mean many employees, one to many mapping, right? So many employees it is expecting. I want to use this reference variable emp equal to what? Many employees, right? So that is a class. Okay. You are passing this reference variable here. Emp equal to what? EMPs. Okay, now these EMPs is storing internally how many information? E1 employee information, E2 employee information, and E3 employee information. Right? So this is what? This is D1 object. This is the department object. These are the employee objects. So one department. Okay, you are dealing with one department. Which is holding what? Which is holding many employees. That's why it is called as what? One to many association or one to many map. Okay. Able to understand? One department, it has, when you just specifically focus here, it has many employees. That's why it is called as what? One to many association. Right? So let us run this code. Okay, how we can run this code? See guys, now I am just placing a method. I'm going to place a method, a simple method here. In the department class itself, I am placing method. What kind of method I am placing it here? Okay. Public void. Name of the method is get details. Inside this method, I am simply placing a statement like system.out.println department details and the employee information. Get details is part of the department method, right? And go to the main class and see, is there any object created for the department? So there is an object created for this department. Use this reference variable d1. d1 dot give the call this get details method. Right? You just run this query, you will not see nothing. You will just see what? You will just see. Let me run this. Just see department details and department details and employee information. But where are these object information? These are what? These are created behind the scenes. In the memory level, these many things are happening in the memory level. In the memory, you have these many objects in the memory level. But in the console level, you are able to see only the information that is that needs to get displayed in the console. Department details and employee. I want to print each and every information. How I can do that? Go to the department class, right? And under this, I'm taking something like system dot out dot println. System dot out dot println. So I'm taking a string like department name followed by concatenating with what? I'm using this variable name, D name. Okay, and next one is department number. Okay, I'm using this variable name DID. Let me run this code once again. You get department name is admin, department number is 10. I want to print the employees also. Okay, I'm taking system.out.println. Taking one line, right? System.out.println employees detail as follows. Okay, I'm running an enhanced for loop here. Okay, there is a for loop called enhanced for loop. People who are attending this my class regularly will understand what is this enhanced. So what I want to do here, I want to take this the array object employee x inside emp. Right? System.out.println. Okay. By using this x variable, I will extract employee ID. By using this x variable, I will extract employee name. By using this x variable, I will extract employee location. Let me run this code. After extracting this, I want to give what? System.out.println new line. Okay, let me do something here. Yes, employee ID plus employee name plus employee location. I'm just beautifying this, nothing else. Let me run this. Let's see if we are getting. Okay. It says department details and employee information. Department name admin, department number 1001. Employee details are follows. Employee ID you are getting something like 11. Okay, there is no space. Space is missing here. Let me add one space here. Employee details are follows. Respective employee information is getting displayed in the console. This is what the after setting the data, after creating an object, you're setting the data, right? After setting the data, you are getting the data by using a method called void get details method. So this method has been developed by you, and you are placing this method in the department class. What it is doing exactly, right? Let me test this really quick. This is the get method. You are just using only one line to call this method. What is that only one line? In the main class, you are doing what? D1 dot get details. Right? D1 dot get details. Okay. So this instruction, this D1 dot get details. So you are using the reference variable D1. You have all the information inside the D1. So you have all the information inside the D1. So you're calling what? You're calling get details method. Definitely the control will be transferred here. First thing is what? This line will be printed on the console. Next thing is what? This line will be printed on the console. This line will be printed on the console. This line will be printed on the console. These lines will be printed on the console. Okay, 5 lines are covered. Okay, now While printing these many lines, okay, you are extracting some information here. So when the cursor is pointing here, when the cursor is pointing here, okay, you are asking to print department name, but you are extracting the department name, D name. D name is a variable name, right? See, you are calling this method on top of D1 reference variable, right? D1. So it will fetch for D name inside the D1 object. Right? So inside the D1 object, the D name is what? D name is admin. Admin is getting printed. Admin is getting concatenated along with the department, followed by DID, right? You are calling this get details method by using the D1 reference variable. Okay. So in the D1 reference variable, it will extract ID 1001. Okay. So 1001 is getting printed along concatenated with department number plus 1001 it is getting printed. Okay. Then the the lines are getting printed. Then employment details are as follows getting printed. Now the for loop, right? So this for loop will be iterated for how many times? I have said now length of the for loop is 3. Right? This for loop will run for 3 times. Okay. So when it is running for the first time, you have used the reference variable as x here, right? Okay. You are getting EID, ename, and get location. So the cursor will be pointing towards the 0th index. You are fetching all the employee E1 information, right? So for the first iteration, what is information in the E1? 11, Ramesh and Chennai. This information will be extracted and printed. Okay. In the second iteration, this first iteration, in the second iteration, and again, okay, the cursor will be moving to the index 1. Okay. It will extract all the values in the E2. Okay. All the E2 data will be collected and printed. Right. The third iteration, okay, the cursor will be moving to the second the second index, right? It is going to extract all the values from E3. All the values from E3 will be, right? After running for 3 times, the for loop will get terminated and the main thread will be destroyed. That's it. This is all about what? One to many mapping. So this is logically, it can be explained like this logically. So one department can have many employees. Right? So tomorrow we'll discuss the remaining 2 topics, which is what? One to many mapping is done today. Many association, mapping or association, both are same. Next tomorrow we'll understand many to one. At last we'll understand many to many. Right? You will understand these 2 things only if you understand this. Okay.